The next presenter, Mrs. Rahmadina Ratri Cahyati. Hello, Mrs. Rahmadina Ratri Cahyati. Are you here, Mr. Rahmadina, Mrs. Rahmadina Ratri Cahyati? Okay, we still have next presenter, Mrs. Santa Betty. Oh, Mrs. Rahmadina. Okay, but I can't hear your voice. No voice from you, Mrs. Rahmadina.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Miss.
Okay, okay, yeah.
I'm sorry, the signal is very bad.
Oh, yeah. Do you unstable connection?
Yes.
Okay. With the title Analysis Factor Influence Pregnant Mother to Prevention of Mother-to-Child Transmission of HIV in
Balawarti.
Balawarti. Oh, in Kediri.
Yes.
Okay, please, you can present your slide.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay. Honorable to all moderator and participant, and thanks for time given to me. And I will present about my experiment with the title Analysis of Factor Influence Pregnant Mother to Prevention of Mother-to-Child Transmission of HIV/AIDS or PMTCT in the Belawarti Public Health Center, Kediri. Okay, next. In my background research is pregnancy can increase the progression of immunosuppression and maternal disease. Pregnant women who are infected with HIV can also increase the risk of complication in pregnancy. During 2016, there were 16,047 pregnant women with HIV positive, as many as 16 pregnant women, our 0.10% our in World Health with Health Organization a 2016, the PMTCT data show that the activement of PMTCT in Balawarti City Health Center in 2015 up to March, the number of pregnant women implement PMTCT was 63 people, whereas 2019 from August to November, the pregnant woman implement to PMTCT was to 128 people. Next slide. Next slide, please. Hello, next slide, please. The design in my research is analytic cross-sectional study, and the venue and the time at Balawarti Public Health Center in Kediri from January until February 2020. Subject a sample of 96 pregnant mother and by sample random sampling. Okay, next slide, please. A dependent variable in my research is pregnant woman to PMTCT, and then independent variable is attitude, perception of behavior control, subjective norm, and husband support. Analyze collection by questionnaire data were analyzed by pet analyze. Okay, next slide, please. The results in my experiment is influenced directly data analyzed using the logistic regression test at alpha is 0.05 based on the result of The logistic regression test shows that the attitude variable p-value 0.024, perception p-value 0.001, subjective norm p-value 0.649, and husband support p-value 0.00. So, pregnant women to PMTCT are significantly influenced by attitude, prevention control, subject norm, and husband support. Pregnant women to PMTCT together influenced by attitude, perception of a control, subjective norm, and husband support, and can be influenced by other factors. Indirect influence, influenced by other factors. Okay, next slide. And then the last is conclusion is the result of the statistical test of the summary model above so that the Koch and Snell R-square value is 0.470, which means that the PMTCT variable is influenced by attitude, perception, subjective norm, and husband support by 47%. Meanwhile, the remaining 53% is influenced by other factors. Next slide. Okay, this is my documentary, and then thank you very much for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And now is a discussion session. If you have the question, please write on our chat room. But in the chat room, I don't see yet. I haven't seen yet the question here. So maybe you have 2 times to give us the question and 8 minutes to answer. If there is no question here, so we can move into the next session. And we still have 2 minutes to wait the question. Okay, so there is no question here. We will move to the next session with the presenter, Mrs. Santa Betty. Hello, Mrs. Santa Betty. Have you joined here?
Hello.
Okay, I can hear your voice, Mrs. Santa Betty, with the title Analysis Factor That Affect Preeclampsia Incident of Pregnant Women at RSUD Sultan Imanuddin, Pangkalan Bun, Kalimantan Tengah. Okay, for Mrs. Santa Betty, you can present your PowerPoint.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Let me introduction. Name is Santa Betty. Where the detail of research analysis factors that affect preeclampsia incident of pregnant women at RSUD Sultan Imanuddin, Pangkalan Bun, Kalimantan Tengah. Next.
Hello, Mr. Santa Betty. Your voice is so little. Okay, try.
As for the background, high rate of mortality preeclampsia pregnant women, 38%, 5 out of 13 cases. High rate of incident for pregnant women, 9.86%. 197 pregnant women with preeclampsia, 194 cases. Next. Problem promotion. There is any effect of preeclampsia at multiple pregnant hypertension, history, and obesity. And purpose, general, analyze factor effect of preeclampsia occurrence at RSUD Sultan Imanuddin, Pangkal Ambon, Kalimantan Tengah. Specifically, analyze factor hypertension history, multiple pregnancy, obesity, and factor dominant of preeclampsia incident. Next. Research method, observation analysis method, design regressional, population RPC trimester pregnant woman, sample probability sampling technique, and sample random sampling. Next. Ratio. There is an influence. There is an influence between the history of hypertension with the incidence of preeclampsia, VP 0.00, 0.05. There is an influence. There is an influence between gemelli and the incidence of preeclampsia, PV 0.006. There is an influence between obesity and the incidence of preeclampsia, PV 0.00. Next. Next. Conclusion. Hypertension history in pregnant women greatly affect in incidence of preeclampsia. Pregnant women who have a history of hypertension to our get routine check in now this sign of preeclampsia. So preeclampsia, history of hypertension and obesity. Next. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Santa Betty, for your nice presentation. And move to next participant, Mr. Ketut Setiabudi.
Okay, good afternoon.
Okay, good afternoon. You can present your PowerPoint.
Okay.
Berarti tidak dianu mereka itu apa yang memastikan itu ilmunya maka.
Mrs. Santa Betty, okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
My name is Ketut Setiabudi. I would like present the result on about utilization of operating room in Buleleng Regency Hospital based on utilization theory in 2020. Okay, next. The background, the research, the research problem rise in this study in suboptimal use of operating room in Buleleng Hospital, which is 5% of optimal capacity in the period 2014-2040 2060. 11. Every hospital has an operating room as a central surgical service unit. In this case, it should be noted that the central surgical service unit has a different contribution from the inpatient room, so it is necessary to maintain the use of this operating room in hospital service. Okay, next. Okay, anyone becomes the design, venue, and time and subject. Design analytic cross-sectional study, venue and time, operating room in Buleleng Regency Hospital from January until July 2019. And the subject, yes. Okay, thank you. And the subject, a sample of 106 patients selected by simple random sampling. Okay, Nate. Next. Okay. Anyone becomes to the variable dependent operating room utilization and independent variable predisposing factor, enabling factor, and needs factor. Analysis the variable analysis on the frequency distribution for variable characteristic, bivariate analysis for the test of the implementation of categorical data using chi-square, and logistic regression tests were used to determine the effect. Okay, next. Okay, the result. Buleleng Regional Hospital in a teaching hospital and a referral hospital that oversees 12 subdistrict and more than 107 villages in Buleleng Regency. The Bivariate District Hospital that there's a significant relationship in the mileage variable p-value 0.035, perception on faculty p-value 0.004, and perception of doctor p-value 0.004. Buleleng, there is no significant relationship with p-value more than 0.05, including the perception of the severity of the patient disease 0.261, and the perception of the patient needs 0.549. The multivariate p-value of 0.004 showing less than of alpha 0.05, while in the operating room utilization itself there is no significant relationship because the p-value of 0.855 show more than of alpha 0.05, that the producing causing factor has an all ratio of 0.300. Okay, next. Conclusion. Number one, there is a relationship between producing factor variable to operating room utilization based on utilization theory. The result of p value showed less than from alpha 0.05, which show that there uninfluenced 3 times the opportunity to use operating room based on utilization theory. Number two, there is a relationship between the enabling factor to the operating room utilization ratio. The p value show less than from alpha 0.05, which show that there is an influence 5 times the opportunity to use the operating room based on utilization theory. Number three, there is no relationship between variable need factor to operating room utilization result p value result more than alpha 0.05, which show that there is a small change of 0.1 times the opportunity to use operating room based on utility theory. The conclusion is the result is that there is a relationship between producing factor and enabling factor on the utilization of operating room based on utilization theory. The result of less than of 0.05. Okay. Next. Okay, this documentation with research. Next, and thank you.
Thank you for Mr. Ketut Setiabudi for your presentation. And now we will move to other presenter, Mrs. Nazilatul Maulinda Solihah. Hello, Mrs. Nazilatul. Okay, Mrs. Nazilatul will be present research with the title Lactation Massage for Increasing Breast Milk Production in Postpartum. Okay, take your time.
Thank you, my moderator, Miss Santi Natalia. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Nazilatul Maulinda from Arjita Strata Kediri.
Mrs. Nazilatul, your voice is not clear, so please closer your microphone.
Closer my microphone.
Yes. Sorry. Okay, maybe louder, please. Your voice louder, please. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
My name is Dr. Padmini, and I will present my study, the title of lactation method for increased breast milk production in postpartum mother. So next. Background. Breast milk is the best food for babies, but breast milk production, which is little or not smooth in the first days of delivery, becomes an obstacle in breastfeeding. The study showed that 556 mothers gave birth, as many as 29% had stopped breastfeeding their babies in the second week on the ground that dairy milk was lacking. My keywords are breast milk production, message, and postpartum mothers. Next. Next. The next purpose to obtain a scientific reference source about lactation message which in previous study can increase milk production in postpartum mother. And next methods, my study using metadata analysis. In here, I use 20 journal. This journal from PubMed, Garuda, Garba Rujukan Digital, DOAJ, ResearchGate, and Google Scholar. The next result. In research conducted by Dedy RA, mentioned that mothers who perform lactation message intervention had a faster onset of lactation with an average value of 25.5 or compared to oxytocin message with was in a study conducted by Atilianti, lactation message had a tendency to rapid onset of lactation. With the principle of working to maximize the mechanism of prolactin and oxytocin receptor, lactation message is a solution to overcome the smooth production of breast milk and minimize the side effect of delayed breastfeeding. The next. Conclusions. Lactation message can also be carried out by the patient's husband or family after being trained by a midwife or health worker. This article tries to examine the problem of breastfeeding in postpartum mother based on literature review. In general, the role of lactation message is successful in smoothing milk production. Okay, next. Okay, thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mrs. Nazilatul Maulinda Sholichah, for your presentation. And now we move to next presentation, Mrs. Sukandriani Utami.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, with the
You can
title
hear me?
Self-Awareness. Yes, I can hear you very
Okay.
clearly. For the title Self-Awareness and Motivation Towards Prevention Behavior on COVID-19 among Medical Students. Please, you can present your PowerPoint.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Swastiastu. Before I begin, let me introduce myself. I'm Ami, and I work in Faculty of Medicine, Universitas Islam Al-Azhar, West Nusa Tenggara, Indonesia. Today, I'm going to be talking about self-awareness and motivation toward prevention behavior on COVID-19 among medical students. Next. Next, please. Okay. Today I'm going to be talking self-awareness, and we all know that COVID-19 become problem for every country in the world, including Indonesia. Many problems arise from this pandemic, not only for health issue, but also from economic, education, and the others. All of the countries are at war against COVID-19. How about Indonesia? Next, please. Okay, the Indonesian government makes regulation and policy to prevent the transmission of COVID-19, starting from PSBB. It means social distancing in big scale, and then finally the new policy that we use called the new normal. We are faced with a new normal situation where we continue our activities as usual, but still apply the health protocol using masks, washing hand with soap, social distancing, and not in the crowd. How can this program run well? It can run well if there are participants from all the community. Indonesia has a motto. We all know about that, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, which means we are come from different, but we are still one. So even though we are different, We must unite in fighting COVID-19. The government makes community to involve especially students from medical and health study program to volunteer both directly and indirectly in helping to deal with the coronavirus. Motivation on participating in a role for the prevention of COVID-19 can be based on the self-awareness as a prospective doctor. Next, please. Please, next slide. Okay. And what is the purpose of this research? This study aims to examine the relationship between self-awareness and motivation associated with COVID-19 prevention behavior among medical students of University of Islam Al-Azhar. Next. Next, please. Okay, and the method that we use is cross-sectional survey design conducting at the University of Islam Al-Azhar.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, yeah, your voice is lost. Okay, I can hear your voice. You can continue.
Okay. Okay, we repeat again. The method that we use is cross-sectional survey design conducted at the University of Islam Al-Azhar, and we have total 156 medical students were enrolled using purposive sampling technique. And then the independent variable was self-awareness, and the dependent variable is motivation. Data were collected using a Google form questionnaire and analyzed by chi-square. Next, please. Next, please. Okay, this is the result. Most of the medical students had high self-awareness, about 99.36%, and motivated about 98.08% to prevent COVID-19. There was a relationship between self-awareness and motivation regarding COVID-19 prevention behavior, and it was statistically significant. Okay, next. Next, please. Okay. So we can say that self-awareness is associated with motivation on COVID-19 prevention behavior among medical students at the Universitas Islam Al-Azhar. Now, let's review the key points from this session. Self-awareness is very important to increase the motivation toward prevention behavior on COVID-19, especially in medical students, because they are the role model for their family. Begin from one person to other person, we can fight the COVID-19 together. Let's change our behavior. Ladies and gentlemen, that was what I wanted to share with you. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Santi 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 Om.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Mrs. Sukandriani Utami, for your presentation. And now we will go to next presenter. The name is Putu Dedy Arjita. Hello, Ibu.
Hello.
Okay, Mr.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very clear from here. And please, you can present your PowerPoint now.
Thank you for moderator. Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Putu Dedy Arjita from the Faculty of Medicine, Universitas Islam Al-Azhar Mataram, West Nusa Tenggara. The first, I would like to thank the committee for the opportunity given to me to present my research. Okay, on this occasion, I would like to convey that motivation and the role of medical students during the COVID-19 pandemic as an agent of change with the family. Next. Next, please. Okay. I think as we know that all of you and me understand The rapid spread of the coronavirus disease 2019 or COVID-19 still shock the world. Until now, COVID-19 related vaccines are still under study. Next. Next, please. On the other hand, this circumstance make a medical student have no choice but to be active as a health promoters to ensure their families and themselves remain healthy during COVID-19 pandemic. It is agent of change. Next slide, please. Next, please. Hello. The focus of this research objective to examine relationship between motivation and the role of medical student as an agent of change among family during COVID-19 pandemic. Next, please. Okay, the methodology research is a cross-sectional survey design and located at Islamic Al-Azhar University. And then we use purpose sampling technique. We have the dependent variable, motivation, and independent variable, role of as agent of change. And then we use a questionnaire and chi-square statistic analysis. Next, please. There are 95.4% were highly motivation to prevent COVID-19 with the family. Next, please. And then there was statistically significant relationship between motivation and role of medical student as an agent of change with the family during the COVID-19 pandemic. Probability value lower than 0.001. Next, please. The finale conclusion in my research is high motivation is related to an active role of medical student as agent of family change during the COVID-19 pandemic. Keyword: COVID-19, motivation, agent of change, family. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Putu Dedy Arjita, for your interesting presentation. And we will move to other presenter, Mr. Fachrudi Hanafi, with the title Local Policy and Physical Distancing Behavior on COVID-19 Prevention Among People in West Nusa Tenggara. Are you here? Okay.
Yes, I hear.
Yes, you can
your...
present your PowerPoint now.
Thank you, moderator. I introduce myself, Fachrudi Hanafi, today to all participants. Yes, I am a lecturer in of medical faculty, University of Islam Al-Azhar Mataram. Today I will present my slide with the title Local Policy and Physical Distancing Behavior on COVID-19 Prevention Among People in West Nusa Tenggara. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay. This slide I will explain the abstract. The start background then purpose, method, result, and the end conclusion. Next, please. Background. World Health Organization, WHO, encouraged its province in Indonesia to periodically monitor the implementation of the COVID-19 response plan at all levels, including a call of society approach. West Nusa Tenggara has a local policy to prevent the spread of COVID-19, which is known as SBL or SBD, environmental hemorrhage scale physical restriction. The extension of SBL or SBD is pembatasan sosial berbasis lingkungan or PSBD, meaning pembatasan sosial berbasis dusun. Next, method. Design of the study of this study using a cross-sectional survey, and location of study in West Nusa Tenggara. A total of a sample is 385 people, and using simple random sampling technique. Variable, the variable, independent variable, and the independent variable was local policy, and the dependent variable was physical distancing policy, physical distancing behavior. The data was collected using instrument Google Form questionnaire, and data analysis using chi-square test. Next slide, please. The result. There are 81.27% people had known about the local policy, and there are 41.99% had done physical distancing behavior. There was a statistically significant relationship between the local policy and physical distancing behavior on COVID-19 in West Nusa Tenggara. The value 0.045. Next, please. Conclusion. Local policy associated with physical distancing behavior on COVID-19 in West Nusa Tenggara. Next. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Fachrudi Hanafi, for your presentation. And now is discussion time. If you have the question, I will open the discussion if we find the question in our chat room. But if there is no question here, we will directly to go on to the next presenter. Are you agree for all participants? If you agree, you can thumbs up like here. We will move without, without break and discussion. Okay, thank you.